And we are back live, Madam Mayor.
Okay, thank you very much. We now resume our open session. And I have a motion moved by Councillor Timmers.
Sorry, we'll need another mover for that, Madam Mayor.
Yes. Councillor Njima. And seconded by Councillor Pachariba. That council resume an open session. Madam Clerk, would you please call out the vote?
Thank you. Councillor Brunei.
Yes.
Councillor McPherson.
Yes.
Councillor Miklick.
Yes.
Councillor Pachariba.
Yes.
Thank you. Councillor Reimer.
Yes.
Councillor Rajima.
Yes.
Councillor Russell.
Yes.
And Councillor Timmers is absent. Madam Mayor.
Yes.
And that carries.
All right, I have a motion moved by Councillor Rajima and seconded by Councillor Russell as it pertains to item 14.1, receive and file the presentation provided in closed session, and that the CAO move forward as directed in closed session. Madam Clerk, would you please call the vote?
Thank you. Councillor Brunei.
Yes.
Councillor McPherson.
Yes.
Councillor Miklick.
Yes.
Councillor Pachariba.
Yes.
Councillor Reimer.
Yes.
Councillor Rajima.
Yes.
Councillor Russell.
Yes.
Councillor Timmers is marked absent, Madam Mayor,
Yes,
and that carries.
thank you. Councillors, we have one bylaw for consideration today. Bylaw number 2020-64. This is the site alteration bylaw. Do councillors have any questions or comments?
Madam Mayor, we have Councillor McPherson.
Yes, Councillor McPherson, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And my question is through to Ms. Dale. It's with regards to the tree piece on this bylaw, and there is a fair bit of the bylaw that is dedicated to tree removal, tree damage, things like that. And I'm wondering, how this fits with our tree bylaw, and are we confusing in putting both trees into these two separate bylaws? Can we not just cover all of what we've covered in this bylaw under our tree bylaw umbrella? Through you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Ms. Dale?
Through you, Madam Mayor. So actually, the reason this bylaw is on here tonight is the original bylaw that got passed. We left out a couple of lines of text in the bylaw that was approved by council. I think it was last month. So this one is just fixing up this bylaw. The reason we have combined the two into one is there are sometimes applications for site alteration where there may be removal of trees. So that's the reason why it was combined into one.
Madam Mayor, is that not covered in the tree bylaw? Everything to do with development and or Kathleen, are you saying that this is the tree bylaw? Is that what you're saying?
Through you, Madam Mayor. So this particular bylaw deals with both site alteration and tree removal. We also have a separate, what we call tree policy. So there isn't a separate tree bylaw. There's a tree policy that was approved by committee and council last month. And there was also a report on site alteration. So this particular bylaw combines both of those things into one bylaw. So there's a tree policy, and then there's a site alteration bylaw that also deals with removal of trees.
Okay, I am duly confused. So
There's also a regional tree bylaw.
yeah, carry on. I guess I was under the impression that we were going through the process of developing a tree bylaw, and that would then allow us to have our bylaw enforce a tree bylaw. I didn't realize that it was a tree policy. So I guess I need to go and do some homework.
Mr. CAO, so that we can bring some clarity to this, it's my understanding that this bylaw, as attached to the site alteration, addresses 1 or 2 trees on a piece of property. They can be quite large, mind you, but they're substantial sized trees, whereas the tree policy deals more with woodlots, as does the woodland policy that is being considered at the region.
Through you, Madam Mayor, or to you, Madam Mayor. So before I speak and either confuse the matter further or not, let me endeavor to get you a response and send it back and try to provide the clarity on the difference between what you've highlighted there, the larger woodlot, and then the destruction of an individual tree, or and how we would address that from a bylaw perspective. So let me send council either an email this evening or first thing in the morning on that.
How's that, Councillor Patrick or Councillor McPherson?
Yeah, I guess that will help. You know, I certainly was looking at the tree policy as being a lot more encompassing than simply a tree lot. You know, I was looking at the tree policy as individual homeowners removing trees, only allowed to take, 3 trees off over a period of time, and all of those other things. So we're going down a road that I'm getting more confused as we continue to talk. So yeah, I guess I'm looking for clarity on for myself. I don't know if other councilors are in thinking the same way as to what is the tree policy versus this
Bylaw.
pretty large piece of this bylaw being about trees.
Through you, Madam Mayor, why do, so, I mean, if council is reluctant or unsure about approving anything tonight in terms of just the clarification on this bylaw, why don't we try to explain this for council a little bit more clearly, unless Ms. Dale has anything to add this evening that can assist. But either if that's not the case, then I suggest we just bring this back to the next council meeting, and we can work with Julie to do that.
Okay, Ms. Dale, I guess there's 2 things. You said that there were some additions. I don't know whether they're substantive enough to clarify for council, but also, are you able to provide us with additional information?
Sorry,
Ms. Dale?
through you, Madam Mayor. So last month we took 2 reports to committee. One was on a tree policy and preservation. The other one was the site alteration bylaw. The actual teeth, when it comes to removing and enforcing people who cut down trees, will actually be through the site alteration bylaw. What the tree policy bylaw does as well is it provides the guidelines for proponents, the process to go about if you do want to remove a tree, what you have to do. And as well, if say somebody's going through a development proposal as an example, and they need to remove trees, but they can't say they take out 5 trees, but they can't replace those 5 trees on that particular property as a result of development, we can also take a cash in lieu payment, which will get put in a fund, and the municipality, once you get a substantial amount of funds, can then plant trees on another property.
Councillor,
Madam Mayor, carry on with the vote.
okay, thank you. Ms. Dale, what are the items that were changed in the document? I don't have any way of knowing if they were substantial or not.
If you would just bear with me for a minute, I can find the draft that actually showed the changes.
Actually, Ms. Dale, Kathleen, I don't, unless there is any objection, I think it would be quite reasonable to bring this, as the counselor suggested, to another meeting. I don't think it's going to hold anything up. I know Mr. Bruder really spent a long time working through these, and he may have the information readily available. So if I don't hear any objections, then that's what we'll do. Madam Clerk, do we need to have a formal motion?
No, we can actually defer this, and we can defer it to the next council meeting, and discuss it then. And we'll make sure that we work with planning to highlight what those items were that changed significantly. And we'll make sure that we circulate that to council, absolutely.
Okay, I just wanted to, I
Yeah,
just want to check one thing. Are there any decisions pending within planning that require this document, this direction?
Through you, Madam Mayor, the bylaws actually, the current site alteration bylaw is already in place. So this was actually just what I would call, there was a couple lines of text that were missing on the original bylaw. So we're fine to bring it back to the next meeting to outline exactly what text it was that we did change that was missing. But we do have a current bylaw in place.
Right.
So we're fine.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. That's great. Appreciate
Madam Mayor,
that.
the CAO would like to make a comment.
Yes, yes.
Through you,
Mr.
Madam Mayor,
CEO.
not in an effort to complicate things. I really am not trying to do that. So we'll bring back a copy of both the site alteration and alteration of property grades and fill and topsoil and the destruction of trees report. And we will bring back what I think everyone is referring to as the tree policy. The tree protection and enhancement strategy. And I will point out that in that document, there is a section that specifically speaks to enforcement and the fines that can be levied as a result of that proposed bylaw. So I do want to, again, we'll give you a side by side and kind of share all of this with you. So I'll actually stop so I don't confuse the matter further.
Okay, that's fine. Councillor McPherson, I hope that we've made a little bit of progress.
Well, Madam Mayor, I don't want to hold this up. I mean, that's not what I'm trying to do here. It sounds like it may be just me is confused. So if there is good delineation between the two bylaws and our, ultimately our residents are not confused, let's just move forward. I'm okay with that.
All right, who's going to take the responsibility for confirming that the delineation is there? Mr. CAO?
Through you, Madam Mayor, why don't I do that? There is a chart in that report that highlights, I think, the various elements that help delineate it. But why don't we work with our new manager of communications? She can also take a look at this. We can make sure that the delineation is there, how we communicate it in terms of town-owned trees, private trees on development lands, and trees on private lands can be laid out. There is a chart that does delineate it, but we could probably do a better job communicating it.
All right. All right, I'm going to call the vote, and that report can come back on the strength of the discussion that we've had, Mr. CAO. I have a motion moved by Councillor Brunet and seconded by Councillor McPherson that leave be given to approve the following bylaws: 2020-64 bylaw for prohibiting and regulating the alteration of property grades, placing or dumping of fill, removal of topsoil, and injuring or destruction of trees within the town of Lincoln, and to repeal bylaw 57. Madam Clerk, would you please call the vote?
Thank you. Counselor Brunei,
Yes, please.
Counselor McPherson,
Yes.
Counselor Micklick,
Yes.
thank you. Counselor Pachariva,
Yes.
Counselor Reimer.
No.
Sorry, was that opposed?
Opposed, correct.
Thank you. Counselor Regima,
Yes.
Counselor Russell,
Yes.
and Counselor Timmers is absent. Mayor Easton,
Yes.
and that carries.
All right, we'll move on now to item 16. I have a motion moved by Counselor Pachariva, seconded by Counselor Reimer, that lead being given to introduce bylaw number 2020-65, being a motion or a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of special council at its meeting held Monday, November 16th, 2020, being read a first, second, and third time. That bylaw number 2020-65 be enacted and passed, that the mayor and clerk sign and seal the said bylaw. Madam Clerk, would you please call the vote?
Counselor Brunei,
Yes.
Counselor McPherson,
Yes.
Counselor Micklick,
Yes.
Counselor Pachariva,
Yes.
Counselor Reimer,
Yes.
Counselor Regima,
Yes.
Counselor Russell,
Yes.
and Counselor Timmers marked absent. Madam Mayor,
Yes.
and that carries.
Before we motion to adjourn the meeting, do members have any comments? There being none, I have a motion moved by Counselor Russell, and I need a seconder.
Counselor
Counselor
Pachariva,
Pachariva. That special council on November 16th, 2020 be adjourned at 21:44 hours. Thank you. Thank you very much, councilors. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Mr. CAO.
we need to do a motion, Madam Mayor. I need to call the vote.
Oh, yes.
One more vote.
I'll never get used to that. Go ahead.
Counselor Brunei,
Yes.
Counselor McPherson,
Yes.
Counselor Micklick,
Yes.
Counselor Pachariva,
Yes, please.
Counselor Reimer,
Yes.
Counselor Regima,
Yes.
Counselor Russell,
Yes.
Counselor Timmers is absent. Madam Mayor,
Yes.
thank you. We are adjourned, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, everyone. This concludes